Hi everyone, I'm TJ Kabari and I'm the founder of Leaders of Tomorrow's project. Leaders of Tomorrow's project is a project I created to help each participant achieve the skills they needed to become a good leader and also the skills they need to survive in the real world. We've got life-changing topics for Leaders of Tomorrow, which includes critical thinking, creative thinking, networking, communication skills, leadership and entrepreneurship. I'm going to be talking to you on leadership and entrepreneurship, which is the major topic of this project, and I believe it's in relation to what christadad Foundation does. Over the past few weeks, I have interviewed various people on the thought on leadership. I've asked them for different definitions of leadership, and one thing I found out in common is that leadership is the ability to be able to lead and guide people to achieving certain goals and objectives. I believe that for you to be a good leader, you have to be able to recognize your own strengths and weaknesses, despite the fact that you're imperfect. But the ability to identify your skills makes you a good leader. And I believe that the ability to identify the skills you currently have, which can relate to your personality, and be able to put it to good use in helping people achieve certain targets, which also makes you a good leader. How do you improve your leadership skills? Well, first of all, christadad Foundation organizes various activities like teaching you how to make shoes, bags, how to learn different entrepreneurial skills. And I believe one way for you to improve your leadership skills is by attending such events. You can also attend leadership seminars around the country, at your university, and even your state. Well, one of the ways to improve your leadership is to find a mentor. Well, I believe having a mentor is one good opportunity for you because you get to learn from people that have experience in it. I have a mentor right now which works with me on the Leaders of Tomorrow project, and she's achieved a lot and I look up to her. She's helped me come up with a vision, a mission, and she's helped me come up with a strategic plan for everything. And without having someone like that as a mentor, my project wouldn't be where it is today. Also, one way to improve your leadership skills is to ask for feedback from people. So basically, being a leader, you get to work with different people, you get to lead people. So it's not a bad thing to ask your members, how are you doing as a leader? It's one really good thing to ask people for feedback, and also other people that have watched you become a leader. And I believe one way for you to improve your leadership is practice. So you're at a university right now, there's so many societies, there's so many clubs and so many things. You could improve your leadership by participating there. You can be the president, apply to be the president, you could be a treasurer, a secretary, or any position available. And despite for the fact that you are in a leadership role, you don't have to necessarily be the president for you to be a leader. So even though you're a treasurer or secretary, you can also become a good leader and you can show your skills in that way. One of the responsibilities of becoming a leader is one, you have to be able to guide and coordinate a team. You have to provide structure for the team. You have to clarify working methods to the team members, and I believe you have to focus on performance. So each member has a responsibility at a time, and it's good for you to be able to encourage your team members, encourage them. Everyone has a work to do. As a president, encourage your treasurer. If they achieve anything, tell them thank you, tell them well done, celebrate each milestone you achieve together as a team. And that's one way people will like you as a good leader, and that's one way you get to improve your leadership skills and become a good leader. One thing when it talks to leadership is, one thing that comes to my mind when it comes to leadership is responsibility versus accountability. Well, as a leader, I believe that you have to be accountable and responsible for every decision you make. Being a leader means that you have to take some decisions that might not work, that might not find you favor in the sense of your team members. People might say, oh, because the leader says, yeah, he's doing this, and they might not be happy with it. But also one other thing I think you have to be as a leader is you have to be able to listen to people and put into consideration other people. But when you put into consideration and you think, oh, what you have in mind is going to help the team, then go for it. Forget what people say behind your back. You know what you want, and you've seen that it's going to be a good milestone for the team, so go for it. Forget the criticism, because as a leader you face quite a lot of criticism. And also one thing we're going to talk about is entrepreneurship. Well, I don't think this is an exact definition of entrepreneurship, but I believe that entrepreneurship, when it comes to entrepreneurship, is obviously owning your company, owning this, owning that, and being able to lead people and manage people. I believe that one of the characteristics of an entrepreneur is persistent. You have to be creative, you have to be responsible, and you have to be goal oriented. Well, I believe that one of the most important skills of an entrepreneur is the ability to be able to be creative. Well, you've got to be creative. Creative is really important because one, there's competition out there in the world, and you could come up with a good business skill, but you find competition. So the ability to think, to be creative and say, okay, what am I gonna do to make my own standard from the other people? You could provide better services than the other companies. You could do this. You could create, like if you have a catering company, you can create a food that has never been created before, but it's good and it has good nutrient value. You have to think about things, and when you stand out from this, people, you'll get more customers, you get more clients, and you'll be able to be successful. You become a successful entrepreneur. Well, I believe that one of the skills you need to become a good entrepreneur is you've got to have good communication skills. That's really important because you have to be able to speak out your idea. You have to be able to speak up confidently. You have to be able to have problem solving and decision solving skills. You have to be able to have technical skills and business skills. Well, business skills in the sense that I believe that every entrepreneur is a businessman. Forget, even though you have an oil company, you have this, you are a business person. And one thing, you have to think like a businessman. And the businessman thinks about other things like a competition and how to make more money, how to get more funds for your project and for your company. I believe that if over the course of this training at your university, you will learn various skills that help you. And remember this, you're never too young to become a leader, you're never too young to become an entrepreneur. Mark Zuckerberg, who just got an honorary degree from Harvard, was also a dropout from university, but he was young when he started Facebook. Other people were young when he started, so you're never too young, and especially at the university level, this is the right time to start something good. Thank you for listening to me and enjoy the rest of the video.
Ability to show your team the way, but while being by their side rather than in front of them or above them or etc. But I guess it needs a lot of self-awareness and a lot of work with oneself in order to reach that point of being the right or the ideal leader. I think leadership is important in all areas and in all aspects of everyday life, because there needs to be, I guess, someone, as I said before, that does have this sense of responsibility, like the whole team should, but I guess there's one person that probably have more the sense of responsibility in order to take things forward. Leaders, for the reasons I said before, but not, I guess, as we know them until today. Like leaders, not with the same form as they've been seen or as people have perceived them until today. The leader can be equal to everyone else and being an inspiration for people in their team or their group. Like with other things, it's a combination of being born with maybe with some traits, but and you can see that definitely in certain people, that they do have that star above their head. But there's also a degree or a great degree of people kind of developing into leadership roles and being given the right opportunities to develop into leadership roles. So it might just take one experience in someone's life to pull that sense of leadership out of them, because maybe as a child they weren't given enough opportunities, and then while growing up they found ways around that. Guiding themselves would be this sense of introspect and knowing how to get the balance, to strike the balance right between understanding what a leader might be doing wrong, and having this ability of looking inside themselves and reflecting on their decisions, and actually being an inspiration to the group rather than, for example, people hearing the name of a leader, whether that's in a company or a country, and rolling their eyes or kind of making fun of the whole concept. So I think it's the most important challenge is to getting things at a balance. So dealing with people's kind of work stress balance, and the same is the case with leaders in a country. I think taking away the stress factors, which is poverty or anything that causes hardship for people, and balancing out with offering good quality of life. So in any case, I guess it's this balance which makes people happy. I think in investing time in understanding themselves first is probably the best advice to give, because if they're over their own kind of complexes or things they're bringing into adulthood as baggage from maybe childhood or whatever experiences they've had, I think if they deal with these issues, they'll be more ready to accept any training or any role they've been given as leaders, because you often find leaders that have issues that they've never dealt with, and they kind of come out during the time of them being leaders, considering themselves equal to others and having this attitude that you can learn from every single person in your team, whether your team is made up of I don't know, cleaners, people that do the most, I guess, in inverted commas, the smallest job that you would perceive as smallest, which is not small, but whatever, and what people might believe as a condescending job, or a job that is not as important as everyone else. Just having this attitude of learning from every single person you meet, and keeping your mind open a parachute in this kind of journey of in becoming a leader. So yeah, I would say that these are the most useful advice. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
Okay. I guess it takes good time management, actually maybe even obtaining training with specific skills that a leader must have, which would be, as I said, time management, people management, which is understanding people rather than managing as such, understanding and being compassionate and seeing where people are coming from and what the context of their development was like, and trying to take them from that point onwards and bringing things forward and developing the person even more. So I can't think of like really outstanding skills. I just think it's a matter of really inspiring people to become a better self, which I'm not sure how this can be taught as such. But yeah, I think believing in people, believing in your team, in a group of people surrounding you, and knowing that whatever happens needs a team spirit, not trying to kind of stand out of your team and have all the projection on you rather than the people around you, which is often the case with some leaders.
Leadership is about taking people with you. It's about inspiring others, motivating others, and trying, I guess, bringing out the potential in other people.
Okay.
Interesting question. I think both. I think some people are born with the qualities of a leader. I think that some people are just very inspiring, very focused, very motivated, very passionate people. And when we look at kind of the people that we take as role models in our lives, I think that a lot of them have those qualities from the beginning. But I also believe that with you can be inspired to be a good leader. And I think that, okay, there are some innate qualities that you should have, certain values that you should have anyway, but it doesn't mean that you cannot develop these competencies and skills. So thinking about my personal experience of having gone through a lot of leadership training and development, I can certainly say that they have helped me improve the way I work in terms of kind of workers being part of the team or leading a team, or these are things that you can certainly improve over time. And it's just whether you are motivated to do so, whether you're very future orientated, whether for me, fundamentally, you enjoy working with people and bringing out the best in people. So as a teacher, for me, it's not just about, i.e. teaching a language, but it's about helping my students develop and kind of, as I said earlier, reach their potential and become who they really should be. And I think we need people to encourage and draw that out. So I think both. I always think, what would happen if there was no leadership? And I think without leadership, there's chaos. I think there's lack of motivation, lack of inspiration, there's lack of creativity, there's lack of purpose and kind of vision for the future. And so I think for all those reasons, we need leadership. And we need people to grow these leadership competencies and skills, and to then spread these skills to the people that they work with, the people that they are surrounded by. I think the environment you are in could challenge you. I think so. There's always going to be, I guess, situations or people around you that will challenge how you want to do things. And so, as you know, I always say, leadership isn't about what you do, it's how you do it. And if you are not in the environment which allows you to either grow or share your abilities and encourage the growth of those abilities, skills, competencies in others, then obviously that will prevent leadership flourishing. So I think you need to be in an environment, you need to be with kind of people who kind of allow for leadership to flourish. So that's key, and that's about working, as I said, in the right environment, or being with the right people, people who are inspired or have aspirations and are future orientated. I think to become an effective inspirational leader, I think you need very strong interpersonal skills, but I also believe you need very strong technical skills. I think you need a certain level of knowledge, wisdom, because I guess if you don't have them, then you're not kind of able to inspire others. So I think those are the key areas you need to be kind of competent in. So, as I said, inspirational, interpersonal skills, and technical skills. Yeah, I think the soft skills, this is becoming more and more apparent in the world we live in, that it's not about just how to do something, it's how you do it and how you kind of nurture others and kind of bring others into how or improving how something is done. Be very clear with your vision, what you want of the future, and be clear about how you're going to get there. And so your journey, your vision are key. And just never give up. I think it is all about being very positive and hopeful and motivated. And it's easy to say, you have to keep motivated, but you have to find out how you're going to keep motivated to achieve your aspirations in life. So that vision for the future, your vision, you need to have a very clear picture of what that looks like and how you're going to get there. And make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people.
For me, leadership is the ability of someone to get others to willingly follow them. So this could be in a job setting, or believing in a cause. So it's someone who inspires others. Sometimes people need that person to just gather everyone around and make them help them focus around a specific point that they all want to accomplish. And this is also the reason why we do need leaders, because not everyone has the personality and wants to take the responsibility of becoming a leader. The constant battle of nature versus nurture. I believe that there are definitely people who are born leaders, who just have all the characteristics. They're charismatic, they're good at communication, they're dedicated people who believe in a cause, and they are able to communicate this information to other people around them. But of course, there are people who can develop these skills. So if someone let's say wants to become a leader because they don't like the existing state of things, they are in a position to develop the necessary skills, such as those mentioned: communication, communicating well their ideas, organizing people, being able to work in a team, conflict management. So these are definitely skills that even if someone feels that they are not a born leader, they can develop them. Leaders are of course faced with many challenges because they end up being the decision makers. So they're the ones who will guide the team to a place, and they're also the ones who have to make the difficult decisions, the ones that a lot of people might not want to take responsibility for. Because, for example, you may be in a situation where you only have two options, but none of those two options satisfies everyone. So as a leader, you need to be able to take that responsibility and take the decision that will give the best results, or at least satisfy most of the people. And it's challenging also because there's a lot of information going around, so you again need to be able to collect everything and be able to communicate your point well to your team so that they don't get distracted. There's challenges if there are conflicts between team members. So all of this.
Okay, what are the skills?
I believe a good leader needs to be someone who can be an inspiration to people, who leads by example. So they're not just someone standing there and giving orders, but are people who have done the work and are still doing the work towards the cause they believe in. They need to have excellent communication skills, team management skills, project management skills, interpersonal skills as well, because they will be dealing with people. And high emotional intelligence is positive as well to have. Yeah, that's what comes. My advice to young people who want to become leaders is to take advantage of all the opportunities they find. So if there is a training on leadership or team management, project management, communication skills, go, take it, invest the time, give in those 2 to 5 hours, whatever is necessary to get that skill, network with people, and don't be afraid to take advantage of opportunities that allow you to become a leader. So be a course representative at your university, participate in volunteering activities in your community, try to start something on your own. That will be the best experience that you can get. And also don't forget to look at people who are leaders today. And leaders we mean both in the business world, in science, technology, in politics, everywhere. So look at them. Look at the ones that aspire you, see what they do so that you know what is good, but also take a look at those that you don't agree with so much and see what they are doing or what you don't like about them, so that you learn the lessons and can have it ready for yourself.
I believe that leadership is being able to work with a group, but ideally you'd have a higher position. I don't think leadership is you controlling people. It's more about giving directions and helping others to achieve a specific outcome. But the reason you're considered the leader is not because, for example, you're better than the other ones. It's more because you need someone that has control over a group of people, so you have a more effective outcome.
Awesome. Alright, go.
I'd say that we need leaders to more to organize thoughts. So if you have like 20 people trying to do a project, you're gonna have everyone pinching in, having ideas, wanting to do this and that and that. And then the leader, because of the hierarchy that it has, it's gonna decide which of all the ideas is gonna be followed, how this idea is gonna be enforced, who should have priority, taking turns to listen. So I'm not saying that a group of people cannot communicate without a leader, but it's important when you want everything to be in a specific way. And I think that's why we have leadership in job opportunities, because when you're working, you want to achieve an outcome based on what your boss wants. So your boss hires someone that's going to be the leader of your group to achieve the outcome that he wants, and then everyone works together towards that outcome. Yeah. I believe that to be a leader you need to be very confident. I think that's the most fundamental characteristic that a leader must have. And some people are born confident, some are not. But I would say that the majority of leaders are bred instead of born, because you're not born knowing how to lead a group. You're born to be confident and speak your mind.
Well, we need leaders because I believe we were born with the need to somebody to guide us and support us achieve our goals and motivate us to become better and to do things that are helpful. And leaders are bred because I believe that we were not born with the ability to lead, but leadership is something that you learn through practice, through mentors, and through practice over time. Well, to become a good leader, I believe that you should be confident, and you should know also, if, for example, you make a mistake, you can be confident to fix it. And you should also be calm in stressful situations and actually be the solution to the problem, and motivate others and treat your other teammates in a more human way. Don't be like their boss, but be proud of them when they do something really good, and motivate them and actually coach them to be better. But to become a good leader, I believe that you should be confident, and you should know also, if, for example, you make a mistake, you can be confident to fix it. And you should also be calm in stressful situations and actually be the solution to the problem, and motivate others and treat your other teammates in a more human way. Don't be like their boss, but be proud of them when they do something really good, and motivate them and actually coach them to be better.
I believe that Christadad Foundation is really going to help you all learn all you need to do to achieve in the real world. And my project, we're glad to be in partnership with Christadad. It's going to be a group work for you guys today. And the group work I'm going to give to you guys is that you guys should team up with anyone, and you should come up with a good business plan and show it to the team, Christadad team, and they'll analyze it and you get to perform like this. I believe that some of you would come one day become good entrepreneurs, and events like this could actually help generate a good partnership in the future. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'm TJ. Peace out. On behalf of myself and the entire Leaders of Tomorrow team, which include me, Santino Nathaniel, and Mrs. Aisha Eva Pasha, thank you so much for your time and enjoy the rest of your day. See ya.